Okay. Now I'm about to go ahead and teach you about the Pythagorean Theorem. And the reason why I put this with our simplified square roots is they are very much connected. So I might as well go ahead and teach you the Pythagorean Theorem. The Pythagorean Theorem has to deal with triangles. And the Pythagorean Theorem states that I will have a squared plus b squared that will equal c squared. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. And it has to deal with right triangles. So in order for this to work, we have to have a right triangle. So let's go ahead at number 1. It says, do the following links form a right triangle. So we have a squared plus b squared equals c squared. The first thing I need you to know is the c has to be the longest side, which is called the hypotenuse. The longest side on this triangle is 9. So the c has to be 9 squared, and then the 6 or the 8 could be a or b, it doesn't matter. So we'll make 6 squared plus 8 squared. So if this is a right triangle, then this will be true. So we have 36 plus 64. 30 plus 6 plus 64 is 100. 9 squared is 81. 100 does not equal 81. So this is not a right triangle. I'm going to go ahead and use this sign as a shorthand for triangle. Number 2. Let's go ahead and try number 2. 5 squared plus 12 squared equals 13 squared. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Notice 13 is my largest side, so that has to be in my c squared. The 5 and the 12 don't matter. 5 squared would be 25. 12 squared would be 144. 13 squared, so 13 times 13 is 169. If I take 25 plus 144, I get 169. That matches. Is this a right triangle? Yes, this is a right triangle. Go ahead and try example 3 by yourself first. On number 3, 8 squared plus 6 squared equals 10 squared. 64 plus 36 equals 100. 100 does equal 100. So this is yes, it is a right triangle. Number 4, pause the video and try. On number 4, we have 3 squared plus 4 squared equals 5 squared. So this would be 9 plus 16 equals 25. 25 does equal 25, so this is yes. It is a right triangle. Number 5, I will go ahead and do with you. Number 5 has decimal numbers, so it's the same thing. We would have 6.4 squared plus 12 squared equals 12.2 squared. It'll take a while for us to do this by hand, so I will allow you to use a calculator on this problem. So we have 6.4 times 6.4. We have 40.96. 12 squared we know is 144. 12.2 times 12.2 gives us 148.84. If I combine these two, I have 144 plus 40.96. I have 184.96. These do not match, so this is not a right triangle. So this is no, not. Go ahead and pause the video for 6 and try. So this would be 2.1 squared plus 7.2 squared equals 7.5 squared. So 2.1 squared is 4.41. So I get 4.41 plus 7.2 squared, 51.84 equals 7.5 squared, 56.25. Now let's go ahead and add these. So 4.41 plus 51.84 gives me 56.25. So this would be yes. This is a right triangle. On number 7, it says find each missing length. Well, if you notice, our hypotenuse on all of these, I'm going to go ahead and put x. Our hypotenuse, the longest side, is what we're looking for. Okay? As well as I want you to understand in geometry, when you see this little box, this means a right angle. That means that this is a right triangle. So that means that we can use a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So let's go ahead and look at this. So I have 4 squared plus 8 squared equals x squared, or c squared. 4 squared is 16, 8 squared is 64, then I have x squared. I don't know what x is, so I cannot square it. Okay? If I add these together, that would be 10, so that would be 80 equals x squared. Now the nice thing is x squared, if I take the opposite of a square, it's the square root. If I take the square root on one side, I take the square root on the other side. These cancel each other out, so then x is by itself, but now I can simplify my square root is exactly what I did back here. So now I'm using what I just taught you. So now we need to go ahead and simplify this square root. So I'm going to go ahead and, so 80 would be 8 and 10. This would be 4 and 2. This would be 5 and 2. I cannot break down the 2, but I can break down the 4. 2 and 2. I can't break down 5, and I can't break down 2. So now I'm looking for pairs. My pairs would be 2 and 2, so that goes on the outside. My pair would be 2 and 2, that goes on the outside. Square root 5 stays on the inside. 2 times 2 is 4, so 4 square root 5 would be my answer. Let's go ahead and try number 8. On number 8, I would have 3 squared plus 6 squared equals x squared. 3 squared is 9, 6 squared is 36, x squared. 9 plus 36 would be 45 equals x squared. In order to get rid of my square, I square root. If I do it on one side, I do it on the other. So x is gone by itself now. These go away. It's just like if I multiply or divide, they cancel each other out. If I simplify 45, I get 5 and 9. 9 would be 3 and 3. So 5, 3, 3 cannot be broken down. 3 is a pair, so it goes on the outside. 5 stays on the inside. That's all I can do. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and skip 9 and 10. If you want to do those, you may go ahead and do those. But I want to save some time, and let's go ahead and focus on number 11 and 12. Go ahead and pause the video on number 11 and try. On number 11, you should have gotten 2 squared plus 7 squared equals x squared. 4 plus 49 equals x squared. That would be 53 equals x squared. Square root both sides. The x is by itself, And now I cannot break down, actually 53, let me see, 53 divided by 3. Nope, 53 cannot be broken down, so we literally keep it the same. Go ahead and try number 12. Pause the video and try. Number 12, we got 2 squared plus 6 squared equals x squared. 4 plus 36 equals x squared. 40 equals x squared. If I square root both sides, the x is by itself. Now I can break down 40. I would like to do 4 and 10, 2 and 5. The 4 would be 2 and 2. Now I'm looking for my pairs. 2 is a pair, and I don't have any other pairs, so the 2 times 5 goes on the inside. 2 square root 10 would be my answer.